Hello, welcome to another class for today, and our topic is volume of a cube. Our topic for today is volume of a cube, and I remain Mrs. Edokbaye. The topic for today is volume of a cube. What is volume? Volume is a measurement of how much space a three-dimensional object takes up. What is a three-dimensional shape? A three-dimensional shape is an object which has length, width, and height. A cube is an example of a three-dimensional solid object. Below is a picture of a cube. A cube has 6 faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. A face is the flat surface on the cube, while an edge is the line segment, while the point where two edges meet is called the vertex. We are going to be looking at some examples of a cube. Examples of a cube. The first example I have here is a sugar cube. A dice. We normally use a dice to play the game of Ludo. Our Maggi cube, our mommy used in cooking at home, and also a box. One other one that is not here is an ice cube. All these are examples of a cube. There are so many others I didn't list here today, and I believe you have so many other examples that you know. We are going to go further by looking at how to find the volume of a cube. How do we find the volume of a cube? We know that the length, the width, and the height of a cube have equal dimensions. What do I mean by this? Meaning, if the length of the cube is 5 centimeter, the width will be 5 centimeter, and the height will also be 5 centimeter. We will be using only one letter in our formula to represent all 3 sides of a cube. And my formula is, formula to find the volume of a cube is L times L times L. L times L times L. This can be written as L raised to the power of 3, or L cube. L raised to the power of 3, or L cube. Let's look at how we are going to be using this formula to solve some questions. The first question I have here is, what is the volume of a cube of side length of 4 centimeter? The side length of this cube is 4 centimeter, meaning the length is 4, the height is 4 centimeter, and the width is 4 centimeter. We are going to be applying our formula in solving this question. Okay, we are right there. The first thing I should always do is to write my formula. Volume. V stands for volume, is equals to L cubed. And our side length is what? 4. L cubed is the same thing as L times L times L. So wherever I have L, I put 4 there. 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 gives me what? 64 centimeter cube. My answer is what? 64 centimeter cube. Okay, we're going to be looking at the second example, and the second example reads, what is the volume of a cube of side 5 centimeter? What is the volume of a cube of side 5 centimeter? First thing I should do is what? Write down my formula. And my formula remains V for volume is equals to L cubed. My length is what? 5 centimeter. That is 5 times 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 5 is 125 centimeter cube. My answer is what? 125 centimeter cube. Okay. We all can now find the volume of a cube. The next thing we're going to look at will be how to find the length of the cube when given the volume. How do we find the length of a cube when given the volume? The formula to use for this is going to be L. L stands for length. You do not know the length. Will be equals to the cube root of the volume. Meaning, if you are asked to find the length of a cube, you are given the volume. The fastest way to do that is for you to find the cube root of the volume. The cube root of the volume gives you the length of that cube. Let's see how we shall be applying this formula to solve the following questions. The first question is, what is the length side of a cube of volume? 216 centimeter cube. The volume is 216 centimeter cube, and we are asked to find the length. My formula remains L. My formula remains L is equals to the cube root of the what? Volume. And what is my volume? My volume is L is equals to my cube root sign. My volume is 216. So what do? I use prime factorization method to find the cube root of 216. 216. Okay, I'm going to be using 2. 2 into 2 is 1. 2 into 1, that's impossible. I put down 0. I take my 1 back to the front of 6. That gives me what? 16. 2 into 16 is what? 8. What other number can go into this? I have 2. 2 into 10 is 5. 2 into 8 is 4. What else can I use? 2. 2 into 5 is 2, remaining 1. Take the 1 here. This becomes 14. 2 into 14 is what? 7. 3 into 27 is 9. 3 into 9 is 3. Then 3 into 3 is what? 1. I group them in what? 3s, yes. 1, 2, 3, this is my first group. 1, 2, 3, this is another one. I take 1 out of this group, that's 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is what? 6. Therefore, the length is equals to 6 centimeter. The length of that cube of volume 216 centimeter cube is 6 centimeter. It's what? 6 centimeter. Let's look at another example. Example 2. Find the length of the side of a cube of volume 0.064 centimeter cube. The volume is in what? Decimal. So I go right away. What should be the first thing I do? I write down my what? Formula. Good. My formula is length is equals to the cube root of the what? Volume. Good. Cube root of the what? Volume. And what is my volume? L will be equals to cube root of what? 0.064. Good. That's it here. Let's look at this closely. This is a decimal number. This is not the first time we are coming across something like this. And what is the first thing you think I should do? I will have to change my decimal into a what? Fraction. Yes. This gives me 64 over 1000. This is my cube root sign, and this is my cube root sign. Everyone can find, I believe you can find the cube root of 64. You can also find the cube root of 1000. I'll be finding the cube root of 64 right here. Okay. 64. 2. 2 into 6 is 3. 2 into 4 is 2. 2 into 3 is 1. Remaining what? 1. 2 into 12 is 6. 2 into 16 is 8. 2 into 8 is 4. 2 into 4 is 2. And 2 into 2 is what? 1. Good, that's it here. I group them in what? 3s. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3. I take one pair here. 1, 2, 3. I take one out. Okay. 2 times 2 is what? 4. Meaning, the cube root of 64 is 4. The cube root of 1000 is 10. I didn't solve that because we found the cube root of 1000 in our last lesson. I feel we listened attentively and we all know how to find the cube root of 1000. So let's look at this answer. This gives me 4 over 10. Let's go back to my question. My question was in what? Decimal. And my answer was now in fraction. What do? I have to change back my fraction into a decimal, and this gives me what? 0.4 centimeter. My answer was 0.4 centimeter. Thank you for listening. Keep practicing to become better. See you in my next class, where we shall be discussing the relationship between cube and cube root. Bye for now.